Hello everyone, welcome to Lowell Virtual Khmer Event. This event is hosted by CMAA, but not possible without the support of the artists and professionals working with the Cambodian community. So, so we are co-hosts today. My name is Tavi, and I am the Development Associate here at CMAA.
My name is Ida Warren. I'm the Youth Program Coordinator here at CMAA.
So this is our first live event. So if there are any mistake, please don't mind us. And I hope you enjoy the event. So first of all, we would like to welcome our Executive Director, Savannah Pao, to provide a short remark on this event. Savannah, you ready?
Yes, I am. Good afternoon, family, friends, community partners, supporters from Lowell and all across the country. My name is Savannah Pao. I'm the Executive Director of the Cambodian Mutual Assistance Association, also known as CMAA. Welcome to CMA's first ever Lowell Virtual Event featuring community members and organizations highlighting work that connects to our roots, drives social change, and empowers the voices of the Khmer community to be loud and proud. For audience members who are learning about CMAA for the first time, I would like to take a moment to share a bit about our history and current events. CMAA was established in 1984 to help acclimate refugees from Cambodia. We've helped thousands and thousands of individuals and families build strong family foundations, economic sustainability, and opportunities to be civically engaged through the power of their voices. Our mission is to improve the quality of life for Cambodian Americans and other minorities and economically disadvantaged persons in Lowell through educational, cultural, economic, and social programs. If you would like to learn more about CMAA, please visit our website at cmaallowell.org and follow us on social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram with handles CMAA Lowell. This event would not be possible without the support of the following individuals for joining us today. Chana Sat, Principal Dancer of Angkor Dance Troupe. Kenneth Moore, Khmer Traditional Clothing Expert. Nathan Run, Khmer Musician. Sammy Sin, well-renowned Khmer singer. Sanary Pen, Board President of the upcoming and awesome Cambodian American Literary Arts Association, also known as KALA. Sina Sam of the Southeast Asia Resource Action Center, doing incredible work across the country. And last but not least, Master Yari Levan, who will be highlighting his ceramic work. A very special thanks to our Development Associate, Tabi Hood, and the rest of the CMA team for organizing this fundraiser. You all did a tremendous job putting this together, and I am honored to be part of this team. I am a person of quotes, and here's one about the importance of culture by political activist and journalist Marcus Garvey. A people without the knowledge of their past, history, origin, and culture is like a tree without roots. Thank you again for joining us, and please enjoy the event. Akon.
Okay, so let me. Okay, thank you, Savannah. Thank you for a beautiful remark from about Cambodian culture and the community that we are serving. And again, I would like to extend my sincere thanks to all the performers and professionals who join us today out of their personal time. It's a Saturday afternoon. You choose to be, here with us. So thank you so much. I can tell that so Ida is in a very beautiful dress right now. Are you dressed for this event particularly?
Yes, because this is one of the outfits for the woman. They go to a temple. So I don't. There's another one, but I forgot to bring it. So, but this is my whole outfit with the support, if you guys could see it. But yes, I'm especially happy to and excited to just participate in this event. So.
Yes, and for me, I think myself is wearing this is it is a Khmer fabric, so it's really it's made out of Khmer fabric. So I think it's really representing, and that's why I chose to wear it today. And there's almost no event at all that I could wear something like this right now due to COVID-19. So this is my opportunity, and that's why I need to show this off. So not to delay, let me welcome everyone to the first performance, right? Ida, do you wanna give us the introduction?
Yes, sure. So we would like to open our event today by performance from Miss Channa Sat of the Angko Dance Troupe. So the Angko Dance Troupe was formed in 1986 in Lowell by two dance teachers and a handful of dancers who have learned traditional Cambodian dance in Thai refugee camps. When they come to live in Lowell, they brought passion to continue these cherished traditions, to practice and perform to teach others, and to see the arts form preserved from the preserved for the future generation. It was a way to keep part of their heritage alive and to remember their homeland and to teach their children.
Classical dance. The history of classical dance is connected to royalty. Classical dancers used to perform in ceremonies to appease the gods in temples and the king and his family in the royal court. Classical dance is sometimes called court dance or royal ballet. Classical dances were once performed exclusively for royalty. Today, classical dances are performed for audiences everywhere and are seen as a central symbol of Cambodian culture. The blessing dance was originally performed in the royal palace in Cambodia to rid the palace of the bad spirit and to bless the royal kingdom. Today, the blessing dance is performed at the beginning of all types of performances and ceremonies like this one. It is a dance of greeting and good wishes. During the performance, you will notice that the dancer come forward to sprinkle flower petals toward the audience. And this is done in the hope of prosperity, peace, and good health to everybody who is watching right now. So please stay safe and healthy. That is what the petal, flower petal sprinkle mean. A little bit about Miss Channa. Channa Sat is the assistant artistic director at the Angko Dance Troupe. She had been dancing with dance troupe a little over 22 years. With her role, she helped assist the artistic director in educating and teaching dance classes to the newer generations. Aside from teaching dance, she also helped coordinate performances. Channa Sat also worked with the community. She is a community health worker working at the Lowell Community Health Center. Her current role at the LCHC is working as an asthma project called ROAD, Reducing Older Adult Asthma Disparities. She sits on several planning committees, such as Welcoming with Lowell, CMAA, Khmer New Year planning committees, Lowell Health Alliance, and many more. Channa is a well-rounded in the community. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ms. Channa and enjoy this beautiful video from the dance of Blessing Dance.
มรวบรวมสามัคคีเตียงอ้อมเชียร์ติงเพราะยาวจิตจอมราร้องเรื่องเชียร์กรมเยียนสากกรงเปลี่ยนดาวปุ่นลือcùng ông kia xôm bàn thọ mong có ơi xăm sao kia sập tình tình bìa ơi anh biết ơi
ខ្ញុំគិតថាក្បាច់រាំមិញហ្នឹងគឺស្អាតមែនតើចឹងតើទាំងអស់គ្នាគិតដូចខ្ញុំអត់ បើគិតដូចខ្ញុំសុំ like មួយឬក៏បេះដូងអីក៏បានចាហើយអ្នកគ្រូអីដែរខ្ញុំគិតថាអ្នកគ្រូក៏ចេះរាំដែរ I think you can dance, right?
Yeah, I did perform it before, but it got rusted because I performed it for a year and a half. So yeah,
okay.
It was the hardest dance for me to learn in like 2 weeks. So.
យ៉ាហើយបាញ់មិញដែរនាងខ្ញុំបានទទួលផ្កាចាប់ដែរផ្កាដែលមានសេចក្តីសុខហ្នឹងគឺខ្ញុំបានទទួល so អញ្ចឹងមិនដឹងថាអ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នាបានលាតដៃទទួលផ្កាឬក៏អត់ទេ so just a little bit of introduction. So the petal that was sprinkled out, it was meant for everyone who get the petal as a wish of good luck. So I hope everybody has received the good luck petal, okay? Yes, and before anything else, I would like to again thank you, Uncle Dance Troupe, for a very beautiful performance. In particular, thank you, Chumeng Suan, the film producer, Corey Woon, the costumer, dresser, and makeup, and especially Miss Chana Sad, the principal dancer.
So next we have Sunny Han. I call her Bong because she's older than me, and she comes from CLA, Cambodia American Literacy Arts Association. She will be read and a story for calling familiar things. So about her, she's an inspired writer, a community educator, advocate, and activist. How you call it?
Activist.
Yes.
Activist.
And Sari, Bong Sari has a deep passion for the arts and belief in its innate power to connect, heal, and empower. It is because her love for arts that she was drawn to the Cambodian American Literary Arts Association and is currently serving as a president of the board of directors. Along with her love and passion for arts, she carrying with her over 14 years of experience working with the nonprofit sector and the social service field. Bong Sari worked closely with Khmer elders in the greater Lowell area through her previous employment with Elder Service of the Merrimack Valley and is currently employed with Girl Inc.'s Greater Lowell as educator and advocate for a diverse populations of young teen girls participating in the program. She's proud to be able to give back through her work and continue to committed to bettering the life of those within her community. So the story of female things, sorry if I got it wrong, so is one of the feature story in CLA in the Slit House Sin issue 2 that tell the story of how authors feel connected with her Ta and Ye grandpa and grandparent. That's how you call Ta in Khmer and the grandpa in Khmer and the grandma in Khmer throughout the story told by her parents. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Bong Sari Pan.
God, thank you so much, CMAA, for inviting me and allowing me the honor of joining you in this event. And I just want to say that was a beautiful performance by Uncle Dance Troupe. I grew up here in Lowell and have seen many performances and am very proud to know that our performance arts culture is still alive and well here in the city. And I feel that Lowell is the appropriate place for us to highlight and showcase all this wonderful art and culture, because Lowell's slogan is, art is a handmaid of human good. And the Cambodian American Literary Arts Association seeks to educate, empower, and heal the Cambodian community and multicultural communities through literary arts and other forms of arts as well, including performance arts. We feel that art definitely has the power to connect people in a way that most other things are not able to. Where things in the world kind of are creating division, we feel that all these forms of art help to create freedom of expression and allow us to understand each other's experiences more and be able to connect to one another based on those experiences. So as part of today's event, I am reading an excerpt from my short story, Familial Things, as Ida had mentioned. This story you can find in our published online on our website at klalol.org. So you can visit the website to learn more about KLA and to learn and to read other submissions from other artists around the world. We are working on our third issue of the Stilt House magazine. This year's issue centers around food and identity. And so I hope that you will continue to learn more about KLA and contribute to our mission. So without further delay, I will go into my reading. So the title of my short story is Familial Things. Ba and Ma escaped the war and genocide in Cambodia, but could not escape the emotional aftermath. They left everything they knew behind: their home, their history, their family, mother, father, brothers and sisters, and a large part of themselves and their identities. The choice to leave was difficult, but made easier at the thought of the losses they had to endure and all the sadness and heartache they were leaving behind. Those losses included their first two children, Sapai and Semao. They left to save their two remaining children. Despite the passage of time, Ma would recall the details of their deaths vividly, and through Ma's recollections of her life, so would I. Throughout my childhood, Ba and Ma spoke of their family often. My favorite stories were the ones Ma would tell about Ye and Ta, my grandparents. I enjoyed hearing Ma tell me about her mischievous ways and adventures and how Ye and Ta dealt with each situation. She told me how they would make veiled threats of corporal punishment, but that their gentle nature and temperament would prevail each time. It ultimately proved to her how much they truly loved their children. These stories were some of the more lighthearted ones she would share with me. I would stare at the pictures of Ye and Ta's wrinkled faces and envision the kindness and wisdom behind their eyes. Ma was not able to return to Cambodia before Ye passed. She flew out to Cambodia for the funeral after 15 years of being separated from her home and her family. She was able to see Ta before he died. He passed away not too long after her visit. I could not help but feel he died due in part to a broken heart. I did not mourn for him or Ye in the way I felt I should have for people who were and are such a large part of my identity. But I only knew them through Ma's stories, through letters sent in red and white striped envelopes laden with international postage stamps and written in a language I could not read, and only hear their voices through pre-recorded cassette tapes and in static noises over a phone signal stretched tight across the oceans worlds away. I don't think my siblings or I could ever fully understand the grief Ma bore not being able to perform her duty as a daughter. That is, to care for Ye and Ta in their old age, to be by their side and be their strength as they grew weak. She never would have guessed how much I mourned that with her. I was sad for her and sad for myself. Sad at the loss of a grandmother's love I could never have, and the soulful kindness of a grandfather I longed to know. I felt her anguish and wanted to take it all away from her. Little did I know I was locking bits and pieces of it away within the walls of my heart, or that there would be more sadness to come. I learned then that when we love someone, we often become the keeper of their sorrows. So that was part of the excerpt of my short story. It was important for me to join KLA and to help their mission, because I felt that, you know, with the generations that are growing up here, we all know that, and eventually through assimilation and just a general process that naturally occurs, that we tend to lose the language and lose some of our culture. But here in Lowell, thanks to the Cambodian community here, I've been able to hold on to that part of my culture and to be able to share that with generations to come, including my own children. So it's extremely important to share these stories and to document and archive each one of our experiences. And I hope that folks will join us in our mission and learn more about us. And thank you again, CMAA, for having us, Savannah and your team. You guys are amazing. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Bong. That was so beautiful. And you say the Makpa's accent is so cute.
Yes.
So
Thank you so much, Bong. And again, if you would like to read the Stillhouse Sign with the story Familial Things Included, please visit kala.org for more information. And I would also, again, thank you, Bong Sanari, for sharing your story. It's really a beautiful story. Next, we have the great honor to have Master Yari Liman join us today to briefly describe the Cambodian ceramic arts that not many people are aware of exist right in Lowell. We would like to show a short video of Master Yari's work before a live presentation by Master Yari Livan. So a little bit bio of him. Yari Livan is a master of Cambodian ceramicist and temple ornamentation. These traditional art forms date back to the 11th century during the Angkor Wat era and represent the height of the achievement in ornamental bas-relief. Due to Khmer Rouge genocide of the late 1970s, the artists were among those targeted for death by the regime. The living knowledge of Khmer ceramics and temple ornamentation was almost lost. Today, Livan is the only known Cambodian actively carrying on this tradition in the United States. In 2015, he was awarded a National Heritage Fellowship. Examples of Yari's work include a large sculpture of Buddha, intricately detailed dragon sculptures, and architectural ornamental wood carvings. It adorns and enhances worship at the local Buddhist temple in Lowell. So if you want to see the work of Guru Yari, you can visit Lowell temples. Two of his pieces were included in an exhibit of ancient Khmer ceramics at the Freer Sacker, the Smithsonian Museum of Asian Arts in Washington, D.C. In 2019, a monument that is dedicated to 2 million Cambodian people who suffered and died at the hand of Khmer Rouge regime was built at the heart of Lowell, a piece that is also sculpted by ceramist Yari Livan. Now, please enjoy a short video showing ceramist Yari's work, and then we will have a live conversation with Lupu Yari. Okay.
I love create from the tradition design because I think for Cambodia, the traditional, the best one, the best design, no new Khmer artists, they can over that design. That very, very, very high, very rich.
One of just 3 Cambodian master potters to survive the brutal Khmer Rouge genocide of the 1970s, Yari Livan is the only keeper of this tradition known to be living in the United States today. He was trained in the classical art of Cambodian ceramics at the Royal Academy of Fine Arts in Phnom Penh. There, he learned to draw and carve traditional motifs, to throw on the wheel, and to hand-build clay in traditional forms. And he learned how to build and operate arched wood-burning kilns, the firing method which produces the distinctive brown glazes characteristic of Khmer ceramics. That last skill proved to be critical. When the Vietnam War spread to Cambodia in the early 1970s, artists and intellectuals were targeted for death by Pol Pot's regime.
In Pol Pot time, I worked like an animal. an animal with fear, many years. In Pol Pot time, my art spirit was almost dead.
To survive, Yari was forced to hide his education and artistry. But ironically, it was his knowledge of ceramics that saved him from certain starvation or death. Yari's mother learned that the Khmer Rouge soldiers were desperate for kilns in which to fire roof tiles. Knowing it was a risk, she informed them of her son's skills as a ceramicist. The risk paid off. Yari survived and was still building wood-burning kilns for the regime when the Vietnamese freed Cambodia in early 1979. He spent most of the following 2 decades moving from one refugee camp to another. Finally, in July 2001, he obtained a visa and left Cambodia for Lowell, Massachusetts, where he and his family live today. The following year, Yari was granted political asylum. With support from a leader in the local Cambodian community and art educators, Yari slowly gained access to working with clay. He set up a basement studio accessible via a rickety ladder through a hole in the floor. There he continued working in a ceramic tradition that traces itself back to the 6th century. He's also become a tireless mentor for students and clay artists, sharing his mastery of this endangered ceramic tradition.
I'm never moving. Move the home around the low, that's just a move that, but we never move out from that time. I'm planting the art tree on the land of Low. Right now, the tree will grow up and the roots, a lot of roots, we hard to move out. The root will longer and longer. The root is communicates to the people.
And then a prestigious artist fellowship in the traditional arts in 2012. The latter enabled him to rent space at Western Avenue Studios in Lowell and helped him realize a decades-long dream of building a wood-burning kiln.
Most of the people out from the wood-burning kiln, they change a lot. I can't expect the color that come out from the kiln. That's the thing we need the wood-burning kiln. Because they make me surprised all the time when we unload that. Some piece I really love that, but I can't make another one. I get just one only. That's the thing I like it.
In 2015, Yari received a National Heritage Fellowship, the country's highest honor in the folk and traditional arts. Despite this achievement, Yari's humility and devotion to the Cambodian tradition continues.
I'm still learning. I'm still learning my whole life. I think I'm not learn all that design that Cambodia have before. I want to know how the old people do that.
I want to say my word. ខ្ញុំសូមថ្លែងអំណរគុណដល់បងប្អូនទាំងអស់គ្នាដែលបានចូលរួមសម្ពោធដែលរូបសំណាកជនភៀសខ្លួនខ្មែរដែលខ្ញុំបានកសាងឲ្យអស់ពីចិត្តពីថ្លើមហើយសូមអំណរគុណដល់ស៊ីរីដែលបានជួយអបថមនិងគាំទ្រស្នាដៃនិងដែនគំនិតរបស់ខ្ញុំឲ្យកើតជារូបរាងនៅកន្លែងនេះនៅថ្ងៃនេះហើយនឹងសូមតែអរគុណដែលបានចូលរួមឧបត្ថម្ភថវិកាទោះតិចទោះច្រើនសុទ្ធតែមាននិស្ស័យទាំងអស់គ្នាហើយរូបសំណាកនេះគឺតំណាងជូនទៅខ្មែរយើងទាំងអស់គ្នាហើយដើម្បីរំលឹកដល់ក្មេងៗជាន់ក្រោយឲ្យឃើញពីទស្សនវិជ្ជាពិតប្រាកដនៃជនភៀសខ្លួនដែលចេញពីរបបប៉ុលពតមកថ្មីរូបនេះគឺខ្ញុំស្រឡាញ់ជាទីបំផុតដោយសារជារូបភាពពិតប្រាកដនៃជនភៀសខ្លួនពិតប្រាកដនៅពេលដែលកំពុងតែរត់ចេញមកពីរបបប៉ុលពតផ្នែកឧស្សាហ៍ជ ូនបងអ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នាសុខសប្បាយទាំងអស់គ្នាមានអាយុវណ្ណៈសុខៈពលៈនិងប្រកបទៅដោយសុខភាពមាំមួននិងរស់បន្តទៅទៀតសម្រាប់កូនចៅយើងជាន់ក្រោយទៅទៀត
ចាជំរាបសួរម្ដងទៀតនាងខ្ញុំពិតជាមានគេហៅថា proud ពាក្យខ្មែរគេហៅថាមានមោទនភាពសំណោះនេះចាមានមោទនភាពនៅពេលដែលឃើញរូបសំណាកដែលឆ្លុះបញ្ចាំងពីការភៀសខ្លួនរបស់ជនភៀសខ្លួនដែលបានរួចផុតពីរបបប្រល័យពូជសាសន៍នៃចារបបខ្មែរក្រហមអញ្ចឹងរូបភាពនេះចារូបសំណាកនេះគឺមាននៅខាងមុខ Low City Hall ចាអញ្ចឹងបើសិនជាបងប្អូនពុកម៉ែដែលកំពុងតាមដានទស្សនាឥឡូវនេះមិនធ្លាប់បានឃើញចាឬក៏មិនធ្លាប់បានទៅថតរូបជាមួយទេចាសូមកុំភ្លេចចាប្រហែលជាអាចជា to do list សម្រាប់ថ្ងៃចុងសប្តាហ៍នេះចាកុំភ្លេចទៅមើលនៅរូបសំណាកខាងលើចាអញ្ចឹងរបបខ្មែរក្រហមឬក៏យើងហៅថាខ្មែរ regime គឺជារបបមួយដែលយើងមានភាពជូរចត់ជាមួយប៉ុន្តែយើងមិនគួរភ្លេចមិនវាគួរតែនៅក្នុងចាការចងចាំរបស់យើងប៉ុន្តែយើងគួរតែចាអបអរនៅភាពចា resilient ចាគឺការអត់ធន់ការងើបឈរឡើងប្រឆាំងជាមួយនឹងរបបនោះអូខេអញ្ចឹងយើងកុំឲ្យលំអស់ពេលយូរនាងខ្ញុំសូមចាសូមស្វាគមន៍លោកពូយ៉ារីលីវ៉ាន់ចាដែលនៅថ្ងៃនេះគឺយើងមានកិត្តិយសមែនតើដែលមានលោកពូចូលរួមជាកិត្តិយសនៅក្នុងកម្មវិធី Lowell Virtual Khmer Event ដែលជាកម្មវិធីដំបូងរបស់សមាគមខ្មែរនេះអញ្ចឹងយើងក៏អនុញ្ញាតឲ្យមានសំណួរចំនួន3ពីអ្នកចូលរួមទាំងអស់ថាតើគាត់មានសំណួរអីក្នុងគណៈនេះដែរឬគឺលោកពូអាចឆ្លើយបានចាអូខេលោកពូឥឡូវ mute
ចាជួយបើក mic ផង microphone គាត់បិទចាហើយបើអ្នកមានសំណួរអីសូមអញ្ជើញ comment នៅ Facebook យើងក៏បានមួយក៏នៅក្នុង chat យើងក៏បាន
ឥឡូវលឺដែរនាងលឺទេ
ចាជំរាបសួរលោកពូ
បាទជំរាបសួរនាងហើយជំរាបសួរដល់បងប្អូនទស្សនិកជនទាំងអស់ដែលបានទស្សនានៅ page របស់សមាគមខ្មែរយើងហ្នឹងខ្ញុំមានកិត្តិយសណាស់ថ្ងៃនេះបានចូលរួមក្នុងកម្មវិធីរបស់នាងទាំងពីរនេះហើយខ្ញុំវាមនុស្សចាស់ហើយរឿងបច្ចេកទេសវាមិនសូវបកកែវារៀងល្អល្អួលបន្តិចវាប៉ុន្តែទោះបីយ៉ាងណាក៏យើងបានឃើញមុខគ្នាដែរឥឡូវនេះហើយបាទហើយនាងចង់មានសំណួរអីឬមួយក៏អីក៏ទៅតាមអ្វីដែលខ្ញុំមានខ្ញុំនឹងចែកជូនបងប្អូនទាំងអស់គ្នាហើយគាត់ថាខ្ញុំចង់ឲ្យទេសនាមថាខ្ញុំឈ្មោះយ៉ារីលីវ៉ាន់ខ្ញុំជាសិល្បករចម្លាក់ខ្មែរដែលមករស់នៅស្រុកអាមេរិកនេះតាំងពីឆ្នាំ2001ហើយក្នុងជីវិតខ្ញុំដែលរស់នៅក្នុងស្រុកអាមេរិកនេះយើងបាត់ទៅនៅអាមេរិកមែនក៏ប៉ុន្តែអ្វីគឺយើងដិតតាមអ្វីដែលយើងរៀនមកគឺយើងខ្មែរនៅតែខ្មែរដដែលយើងចង់ធ្វើអីដើម្បីលើកស្ទួយពីកិត្តិយសខ្មែរដើម្បីកុំឲ្យអ្នកដទៃគេគិតថាខ្មែរមានតែរឿងកាប់សម្លាប់ឬមួយក៏រឿងអាក្រក់ក៏ប៉ុន្តែមានខ្មែរមួយចំនួនធំដែលខ្មែរដែលគេខំរៀនសូត្របានខ្ពស់ហើយខំរក្សាប្រពៃណីខំរក្សាវប្បធម៌និងខំរៀនសូត្រឲ្យបានចម្រើនឲ្យបានរីកចម្រើនសង្គមខ្មែរមានមុខមានមាត់នឹងគេណានាង
ចាលោកពូខ្ញុំសូមធ្វើការបកប្រែបន្តិចដោយសារយើងមានទស្សនិកជនដែលគាត់ជាជនជាតិអាមេរិកOkay, so I would like to provide a little translation from what Mr. Yari Livan has mentioned. So he said that it's been a great honor for him to be able to be here at this event and showcase about ceramic arts. Although he has some technical issue with the technology of Zoom, but he is happy that he is here and is able to share and talk to everyone. Besides, he also taking you know, any question that you have. I will be conversation. I will have conversation between myself and Lukruyari. But if you have any particular question for Lukruyari, please feel free to send it to the messenger, the messenger, as well as on the live on Facebook page, and we will direct this question to Lukruyari. So not to delay any longer, I would like to ask Lukruyari about the first question, and then maybe my co-host can get with another question. ចាអញ្ចឹងលោកពូនាងខ្ញុំសូមសួរសំណួរទី1គឺខ្ញុំចង់ដឹងថាតើការធ្វើរូបសំណាកដែលបានបង្ហាញនៅក្នុងវីដេអូមុននេះតើលោកពូបានប្រើរយៈពេលប្រហែលដែរបើសិនជាលោកពូចាំបានណាហើយយើងឲ្យលោកពូចាប្រើរយៈពេលប្រហែលហើយ process ហ្នឹងតើវាមាន challenging ប៉ុណ្ណាអីអញ្ចឹងព្រោះខ្ញុំគិតថាមកពីខ្ញុំមិនមែនជាអ្នក artist អញ្ចឹងខ្ញុំគិតថាអូយរូបសំណាកនេះពិបាកចាអញ្ចឹងនេះខ្ញុំសូមបកគល
បាទខ្ញុំសូមប្រវត្តិនៃរូបសំណាកនេះខ្ញុំមកដល់អាមេរិកដំបូងមានពួកម៉ាអាមេរិកកាំងមួយគេឲ្យសភៅខ្មែរដែលនិយាយពីនិយាយពីជនភៀសខ្លួនខ្មែរហើយខ្ញុំបើកទៅខ្ញុំឃើញមានរូបសំណាកហ្នឹងមានរូបថតហ្នឹងជនជាតិបារាំងម្នាក់ជាអ្នកកសែតបានទៅថតរូបជនភៀសខ្លួនដែលកំពុងតែរត់ចេញពីដែលមាត់ចង្គមមរណៈចេញពីរបបប៉ុលពតហ្នឹងរត់ទៅជេឡែនហើយដែលជនជាតិដែលបារាំងដែលជាអ្នកកសែតហ្នឹងគេថតផ្ទាល់នៅកន្លែងហ្នឹងថតផ្ទាល់រូបភាពហ្នឹងខ្ញុំមើលទៅវាដូចវាកន្ត្រាក់អារម្មណ៍របស់យើងហ្នឹងនិយាយថាគឺតែខ្ញុំចិត្តទៅថាខ្ញុំឃើញរូបភាពហ្នឹងគឺខ្ញុំចង់ធ្វើជារូបសំណាកដើម្បីធ្វើអ្វីដែលយើងស្រឡាញ់ហ្នឹងធ្វើតខ្លួនទេអត់ទាន់មានគំនិតថានឹងធ្វើសម្រាប់ community ទេតែដល់ក្រោយមកនេះពីឆ្នាំ2ឆ្នាំ3ឆ្នាំមុននេះខាងសេរីគេបានមូលមតិគ្នាដើម្បីកសាងរូបសំណាកមួយដែលតំណាងឲ្យជនភៀសខ្លួនខ្មែរហើយគេបានសួរខ្ញុំក៏ឲ្យគំនិតហ្នឹងហើយនឹងរូបថតហ្នឹងរូបឲ្យខ្ញុំធ្វើជា design ហើយគូទៅឲ្យគេក៏គេយល់ព្រមអ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នាសារតែក្រុមនៃសមាជិកទាំងអស់ដែលគេគណៈកម្មការទាំងអស់នៅទីក្រុងឡូហ្នឹងទាំងខ្មែរទាំងអាមេរិកកាំងហ្នឹងគឺគេយល់ថាអូអារូបហ្នឹងល្អក៏គេបកគលការងារហ្នឹងមកឲ្យខ្ញុំធ្វើខ្ញុំក៏ទទួលធ្វើទៅហើយចាប់ផ្ដើមយើងនិយាយគ្នាអីចឹងព្រោះពីគំនិតខ្ញុំខ្លះអញ្ចឹងទៅខ្ញុំក៏គេក៏ឲ្យខ្ញុំប្រាំធ្វើហើយខ្ញុំប្រើរយៈពេល6ខែតាំងពីចាប់ផ្ដើមព្រៀងរូបគូដោយដៃហើយបានបង្ហាញគេគឺឃើញបង្ហាញប្រព័ន្ធរូបមែនទេហ្នឹងហើយគូរូបខ្មៅសហើយគេថាអូល្អហើយបានខ្ញុំចាប់ផ្ដើមឆ្លាក់តាំងពីចាប់ផ្ដើមគូរហូតដល់យកទៅដាក់នៅមុខ serial hall ខ្ញុំចំណាយពេល6ខែគត់នេះអូ6ខែចាពិតជាមានរយៈពេលយូរមែនទេបាទនៅក្នុងហ្នឹងក៏មិនមែនតែខ្ញុំម្នាក់ឯងធ្វើទេគឺខ្ញុំបានអញ្ជើញមិត្តភ័ក្តិម្នាក់ឈ្មោះសំណាងពុនគាត់ជាសិល្បករដែលរៀននៅសាលារចនាចំនួនក្រោយខ្ញុំទេប៉ុន្តែធ្លាប់គាត់នៅអាមេរិកនឹងដែរធ្លាប់រាប់អានគ្នាតាំងពីដើមមកខ្ញុំក៏អញ្ជើញគាត់ឲ្យមកជួយរួមជួយឆ្លាក់ជួយអីទាំងអស់គ្នាហើយនឹងមានជនជាតិអាមេរិកកាំង2នាក់ទៀតដែលនៅក្នុងវីដេអូហ្នឹងឃើញនៅអង្គុយនៅមុខនេះហ្នឹងគាត់ជួយខាងបច្ចេកទេសដូចថាគាត់រកmaterial រកវត្ថុធាតុណាដែលអាចធន់នឹងត្រជាក់នឹងក្តៅស៊ីម៉ង់ដែលយើងធ្វើហ្នឹងឲ្យវាបានរាប់រយឆ្នាំព្រោះយើងធ្វើរបស់ដែលយើងខំប្រឹងធ្វើហ្នឹងគឺយើងធ្វើអស់ពីចិត្តពីថ្លើមយើងមិនចង់ធ្វើអាបោះអីដែលវាឆាប់ខូចខាតទៅវិញទេយើងធ្វើឲ្យវានៅតកូនតចៅថ្ងៃក្រោយបានយូរទៅទៀតហើយនឹងអាមេរិកហ្នឹងគាត់អ្នកស្រាវជ្រាវគាត់អ្នកជួយបច្ចេកទេសខាងធ្វើមិនខាងប្លង់ dương từ mấy lược đã mau vì sọt vì đã lùm vì chẳng hạn na phải chạy cái kháng sầm nong nhóm phải chạy cái kháng chạ thang thư phum thư ấy nơi dương hay phải chạy cái chỉ standard là bỏ để vô từ tăng cái mau bức khô khá ban du nắng nơi cọt nòng và dương cảm hạ
ខ្ញុំសូមបកផែនតិចដើម្បីឲ្យអ្នកដែលគាត់អត់ចេះខ្មែរគាត់បានដឹងដែរចាអូខេ Hi everyone, so I would like to provide a brief translation of what Mr. Yari Livan has mentioned. So I asked him how long it takes to create, to sculpt the the entire time of sculpting the Khmer refugee monument, and he said that it took him 6 months. Not just him, it's actually a work of him, another Cambodian artist, and 2 American technicians. So the monument is made to last as well. So that's why the technician trying to figure out how the material can last generations.
Throughout the 4 weather, I mean the 4 seasons.
All right, throughout the 4 season. Oh yeah, season.
Yes.
So it is a work of it is a masterpiece, I would say, of hard work that is put into by Lokru Yari, by artist Pin Samnang. Is that right? Pin Samnang.
Yeah. Some nang pun.
Some nang pun, and other 2 Western technician. I don't know how to call them, but thank you, Lupu, for a wonderful story to share. And so Ida, do you have any questions for Lupu right now?
Not from me, but there's someone from Facebook comment. They asked that they would love to join his class. So how can he join? So លោកពូគឺមានអ្នកមើលលោកទស្សនិកជនមួយគាត់ជួសាគាត់ចង់រៀនថ្នាក់នឹងដែរតើលោកពូមានបើកថ្នាក់អីហើយគាត់ចូលថ្នាក់នឹងយ៉ាងម៉េច
ខ្ញុំមាន2ផ្នែកផ្នែកមួយខ្ញុំបង្រៀននៅសាលាគាត់អាចទៅចុះឈ្មោះនៅសាលាចានៅ Medicine College ឬមួយចុះឈ្មោះនៅ UMassLow ខ្ញុំបង្រៀននៅ UMassLow ផងខ្ញុំបង្រៀននៅ Medicine ផងហើយរៀងរាល់ល្ងាចថ្ងៃសុក្រ after lunch ចាប្រហែលជាម៉ោង 2 ដល់ម៉ោង 2 ទៅខ្ញុំបង្រៀននៅ studio ជា private lesson.
Ja. So he's answered question how to get in his sculpture class. He said he have class at MCC, which is Middlesex Community College, and also the class at UML, University of UMassLow. And he has a private class at his studio at Friday afternoon after lunch at 2. So if you want to contact him about class, please reach out to him on. Choលោកពូបើគាត់ចង់បានថ្នាក់នៅ studio លោកពូតើពួកគាត់ contact យ៉ាងម៉េចទៅ
ថ្នាក់អ្មេចនោះថ្នាក់ ceramic ឬមួយក៏ថ្នាក់ private នៅ studio
នៅ studio លោកពូ
នៅ studio contact my phone number my phone number is 978-726-6288.
Okay.
And my email I use the untit@yahoo.com.
ចាអូខេចាអញ្ចឹងសម្រាប់អ្នកដែលគាត់ចង់ទៅអ្នកតំណងទៅលោកពូនាងខ្ញុំក៏បានបង្កើតនៅចារាល់ព័ត៌មានតំណែងទាំងអស់នៅចុងនៃកម្មវិធីនេះចានាងខ្ញុំនឹងផ្សព្វផ្សាយទាំងអស់រាល់ចា means ដែលអាចតំណែងដល់ artist ក៏ដូចជា presenter នៅថ្ងៃនេះផងដែរចាលោកពូដោយសារពេលវេលាយើងមានកំណត់នាងខ្ញុំសូមអរគុណលោកពូម្ដងទៀតចាដែល
បាទអរគុណច្រើន
ចាខ្ញុំសង្ឃឹមថានៅមានឱកាសក្រោយទៀតដែលយើងអាច highlight នៅពេលដែលលោកពូពងតែធ្វើតែម្ដងចានៅពេលដែលពងតែស្ទូនចារូបតែម្ដងចាខ្ញុំសង្ឃឹមថាអាច
ព្រោះឥឡូវខ្ញុំកំពុងតែធ្វើចម្លាក់សម្រាប់វត្ត
ចា
វត្តលាវវត្តឡាវហើយតិចទៀតខ្ញុំខ្មែរយើងខាង លោកតាបុត្របន្ទិញក៏បានទិញវត្តមួយនៅអីair
ចាឥ
ឡូវនេះកំពុងគេកំពុង clean up អីហើយប្រហែលជាខ្ញុំនឹងចូលរួមនៅក្នុងការកសាងវត្តអស់ហ្នឹងតែអញ្ចឹងមើលអានេះជាគំនិតទេណានាងបាទបណ្ដា
ចាអញ្ចឹងតើលោកពូមានអីជាចុងក្រោយដើម្បីមុននឹងខ្ញុំ switch screen ចាមកខាងពួកខ្ញុំវិញតើលោកពូដល់ទស្សនិកចា
ដល់ទស្សនិកជនទាំងខ្មែរទាំងបរទេសអរគុណច្រើនអ្នកដែលកន្លងមកបានគ្រប់គ្រងនៅស្នាដៃហើយនឹងទទួលស្គាល់យើងខ្ញុំឲ្យសូមអរគុណហើយខ្ញុំនឹងខំផ្សព្វផ្សាយខ្ញុំមានអ្វីដែលនៅក្នុងខ្លួនខ្ញុំនឹងខំបញ្ចេញដើម្បីចែកចាយសេចក្តីស្រឡាញ់នៃសិល្បៈទាំងអស់ហ្នឹងដល់បងប្អូនទាំងអស់គ្នាបាទចាអរគុណលោកពូ So I would like to provide a brief translation for the last remark from Lupu Yari. So he said, thank you everyone who's watching right now who has supported his work so far and support the ceramic arts that, you know, a rich culture, a rich art of Cambodia. So thank you again, Lupu, for your, you know, participation in this. Okay, so bye, Lupu. Okay, so I'm gonna, all right, I'm gonna spin, pin my video back. All right, okay.
So next we have Ratanadara Nathan Run. Sorry if I pronounced it wrong, who will be showcase the performance of Khmer musical instrument all the way from Jacksonville, Florida. So Nathan is the most self-taught, is mostly self-taught, traditional folk / classic dancer and traditional musician aiming to promote and preserve and protect our Khmer art in the Jacksonville community and the country. He has traveled to a few cities across the country to perform at festival with professional dancers from Cambodia and dance troupe as well as teach. He dreams to continue to teach knowledge of Cambodian culture and arts to next generation in the United States, as well as spread awareness of Cambodian culture arts to the world. Performance today we have Nat play 3 instruments. So the Niet Aik, which is the main xylophone, throw sound, high pitched 2-string fiddle, okay, and Khloy, which is our bamboo flute. Okay, so the Niet Aik is the running xylophone, which is different from the Niet Town, which is the main one. Xylophone, the Niet Aik has 22 bamboo or wooden bars that are cut into the same width but different length and thickness. The Niet Aik play classical music of Cambodian and with the Bun Piet, which is meaning ceremony music, and Mahauri, which is court music instruments. So also for throw sound is a 2-string high-pitched vertical fiddle. It's made with a wooden body and a cylinder-shaped bottom that is covered with snakeskin. And last one, which is Khloy, the bamboo flute, with 7 holes for the fingers and 1 hole for the thumb. The Khloys usually play in the Mahauri court music, and the playing what? Any playing okay? Playing Ka Samai, which is the wedding modern wedding music. So please welcome to Nathan.
Before that, I would like to provide a brief translation into Khmer. ចាអញ្ចឹងសម្រាប់ចា artist បន្ទាប់គឺជា Ratanadara Nathan Run ដែលគាត់នឹងធ្វើការចាលេងផ្ទាល់ពី Jacksonville រដ្ឋ Florida ណោះអញ្ចឹងយើងសូមអរគុណ Nathan មែនតើដែលគាត់បានចំណាយពេលចានៅក្នុងការចូលរួមជាមួយនឹងកម្មវិធីនេះហើយ Nathan ផងដែរគាត់គឺជាអ្នកដែលគាត់ខាងរាំរបាំខ្មែរក៏ដូចជាខាងភ្លេងដែលគាត់រៀនដោយខ្លួនឯងចាអញ្ចឹងកុំឲ្យលំអងពេលយូរនាងខ្ញុំសូមស្វាគមន៍ Nathan កុំភ្លេចបើក microphone ផង
បាទជំរាបសួរបងបង
Hi,
Hello ខ្ញុំចាប់នាមបទផ្ទៃស្រុកខ្មែរ on ឧបករណ៍ទ្រសោ This is the song is called ផ្ទៃស្រុកខ្មែរ and it's going to be on the high pitched 2-string fiddle. And now I'm gonna play a wedding song called Chao Priam on the throw sound.
Nathan សុំបងសុំសួរតិចសិនបទមិញហ្នឹងចំណងជើងថាមិនដែរប
ទផ្ទៃស្រុកខ្មែរប
ទស្រុកខ្មែរប
ទមហោរីបាទ
And do you know the meaning of the song or
I think the translation for it is called like land of Cambodia or like genealogy for Cambodia. So that's almost a little translation for it. And now this is called Chao Priam. Okay. I think it's called Brahmin children. It's good. It's used when the groom walks down with his procession towards his fiance's house for the wedding.
Okay.
So this is called Chao Priam. Hello, we're gonna move on to clay. This is the bamboo flute, okay? And បទទី1ខ្ញុំលេងបទត្រពាងពេបាទ which is bathing in a pond. Okay. But and បទទី2 no uppercut playing clay. The second song I will play is gonna be បទបំពេ which is the Khmer lullaby.
ស្ដាប់ហើយចង់ឲ្យម៉ែអំពេលតែឃើញដល់ពេលម៉ែអំពេលហើយដែរតតែម៉ាក់អំពេលបានគេងទៅហ្នឹងហើយអមមកឲ្យពេលអត់គេងទេនៅរករឿងគាត់ហ្នឹងចាបាទអញ្ចឹងសូមនេះខ្ញុំសូមបកប្រែបន្តិច Ida said that it's remind her of her childhood memory when her mom sing her lullaby before sleeping. So Ida is a pretty bad child, and you need to hear music first before you sleep. If not, just gonna be bothering them all night. Yes. So I thought that it's yep. So I think everyone here can relate to the story of like parents Pompe or singing lullaby to their kids so that they go to sleep. So thank you, Nathan, for bringing on memory back. So what is next that you're going to show us?
This is called the bamboo xylophone. It's called the Rinit Ike. And once again, it's the 21 keyed xylophone. Currently, I have the wooden keys. There's usually played on bamboo keys as well. So the first song I'll be playing is a Pinpit song, and actually I'll use the harder mallets for it. These are the harder mallets for Pinpit music, for the Pinpit ensemble, and it's called Satuka, which is a homage song for the ancestors. So please enjoy. And now I'm gonna play, that was a Pinpit song called Satuka. And the next song I'm gonna play is Holiday, which is a Rongvung song for partying and for dancing for everybody. So this is called Holiday. now the last song I'll be playing is called Jong Kim, and actually I will be singing for this song. It is another Mahauri song, Jong Kim, and so for this, and I'll also be playing in the Mahauri style, which usually goes singer, instrumental, and this is the last song I'll be playing once again, and then I'll pass it on to you guys, okay? So please welcome Jong Kim.
Welcome, Nathan. Thank you for beautiful playing. I think this is probably one of the rare moments that I've seen live music like this, even though we virtually live, but thank you for showcasing this to the world. So and I like to also share that like this virtual event is live on many platforms, Facebook Live, Zoom, as well as LTC Channel 8 and LTC.org. So if you know of any elders who would love this event, please tune into the Channel 8 of LTC, please. So what? Hi, Nathan. សូមសួរថាតើ Nathan បាន practice ប្រហែលថ្ងៃដែរបានប្រួនអញ្ចឹង
5 បទហើយចា
បាទខ្ញុំហាត់ playing 5 ឆ្នាំហើយ but I prepare for this performance for I already know the songs in the back of my head, so I just had to pick which songs I had to play today. So but I've been playing music for 5 years now.
Okay. Thank you so much, Nathan. So I hope that we can work together again on next weekend.
Can I say one more thing before we go? One more go?
Okay.
Okay. So once again, thank you guys for joining in. Thank you CMAA for having me here. So CMAA for Awesome Showroom Kamatini. And thank you so much everybody for tuning in. Please reach out to me if you're interested in music, learning about music, or just learning about the culture, or want to learn music. please contact me on Facebook on my Facebook page, Nakrun, Nakrun. And if you enjoyed today's performance, please let me know, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time.
Okay, thank you, Nat. Thank you.
Somakun.
Okay, I think one of the music is a wedding music, Ida.
Yeah, chào ấy, thực bạn đấy hả? Chào ấy kì. Chào Priam. Ôi, xong cô, thực bạn tại tha cho chuyện na, playing ca và tại tràn về đập về tới click chứ nó chừng.
Okay, ចឹងចៅព្រាហ្មណ៍គឺបទមួយដែលគេលេងនៅក្នុងពិធីមង្គលការ So ចៅព្រាហ្មណ៍ is one of the music that is played in the wedding. So this made me want to ask Ida, like, how do you feel when you hear the song?
Of course I want to get married. Duh.
Okay.
Don't you want to get married too?
Yes.
My wedding is so pretty. That's why I said, oh, I can't wait to let myself get married.
Yes, I think Khmer wedding ceremonies is sophisticated, unique, and culturally rich. And I can imagine how, you know, in the past, even right now, it's already cut off a lot of steps in the wedding.
Yes.
But even now, it's still like one of the most sophisticated, like kind of events that cultural event that Cambodian community has. I think it still practices amongst Cambodian and Laos, so we still keep this tradition alive. And not to delay, maybe we should introduce the next performance.
Yes.
Actually presentation. Yes.
So next that would be Mr. Kenneth Moore. So he's a Cambodian American born. He born and raised in Lowell. He also a student at UMass Lowell with a mixed talent that Kenneth has, Cambodian costume in his main area of work, while voluntarily teaching the student Khmer culture and art at CMAA. Kenneth professionalized in Khmer wedding costume, being a youngest apprentice of Paula Khmer traditional bridal. Kenneth teach and share the value of Cambodian traditional clothes. While in this workshop, Kenneth will be talking about different jewelry that are used and the main outfit that worn when the couple is born together in their wedding day. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Kenneth Moore.
Okay, before that, I would like to provide a little bit of Khmer introduction. អញ្ចឹងអ្នកដែលនឹងចូលរួមជាមួយយើងបន្ទាប់គឺមានឈ្មោះថា Kenneth Moore ហើយគាត់គឺជាចាអ្នកដែលអាចពាក់ខោអាវការដល់កូនកំមុំបានហើយគាត់ជាសមាជិកម្នាក់នៃ Polar Kit សំអាងការនៅក្នុងទីក្រុងឡូយើងផ្ទាល់តែម្ដងហើយគាត់មាន talent ច្រើនគាត់អាចដូចថាលេងភ្លេងគាត់អាចរាំរបាំផងដែរហើយនៅថ្ងៃនេះគឺគាត់មានកិត្តិយសនឹងមកបង្ហាញដល់បងប្អូនទាំងអស់គ្នាដែលកំពុងទស្សនានៅចាគ្រឿងអលង្ការដែលកូនកំមុំកូនកន្លោះកូនកន្លោះពាក់ណា
យ៉ាកូនកំមុំទាំងកូនកន្លោះពាក់ក្នុងពិធីមួយចាគេថាយើងកំពុងតែចងដៃ
ចាហ្នឹងហើយអូខេអញ្ចឹងពិធីចងដៃអញ្ចឹងបើសិនជាខ្ញុំក៏អត់ដែរដឹងថាហេតុអីបានហេតុអីបានដូចថាខ្មែរយើងហេតុអីមានប្រដាប់ប្រដាច្រើនអញ្ចឹងថ្ងៃនេះខ្ញុំសង្ឃឹមថាពុកម៉ែបងប្អូនទាំងអស់ឬក៏យុវជនយើងដែលគាត់កំពុងតាមដានទស្សនានេះអាចនឹងយល់ពីផ្នែកមួយនៃវប្បធម៌ខ្មែរយើងចាអញ្ចឹងកុំឲ្យអស់ពេលយូរចានាងខ្ញុំសូមបកគលចាកញ្ចក់នេះទៅដល់ Kenneth វិញម្ដងអូខេ Kenneth, are you ready?
Hello, Daripso. My name is Kenneth Moore. Today I'm here to present Cambodian traditional clothing. As you can see, there's the female role and there's also the male role in the wedding. So first off, I'm going to start with the jewelry that's worn on their hands. So you got to remember that Cambodian weddings, we mostly get our clothes from the royal palace itself. So what the kings and queens and kings wore, that's what is represented during the wedding itself. So first off, we're gonna start with the hand jewelry. So over here, this is called gong tro, which is the first not the first, but like the main one that you wear on your hands. Then these two right here are called kantrum. The second one is kong kongrea. So you count 1, 2, 3, 4. Usually these are worn during weddings when you wear authentic Cambodian clothes. Also with Cambodian dancing, you wear these four as well. So next I will be teaching you guys about the different types of kabans that you wear. What is a kaban? A kaban is basically the fabric that you wear for pants or any type of covering your legs. So when you think about kaban, you're like, it's not, well, when you go to a Khmer wedding, you're like, whoa, what are they wearing? It looks like a diaper. It's not actually, yes, it does look a diaper. It looks like a diaper. And the way that you put it on does look like a diaper. And you gotta remember that there are different types of fabrics that you use, comparing from light colors to dark colors. The light ones are basically the colors that you would wear in the modern time. Darker colors are usually worn during during Khmer Yet has a Maimun, or the colors dating back to like many centuries ago. So I'll start with this. This is called pamuang. Pamuang is the kaban itself. This one is called pamuang liat. So it's one color. Usually this color would not be worn by anyone that's you can say that the colors are by class. If you're high class, you wear the nice colors, and when you're poor or your family doesn't have the right money, it's more of like a darker color like black, maroon, or like a color called bringtum, which is a very dark purple. Next, this is also called pamuang, but it's pamuang with jung. Jung basically is called pamuang min jung. When you look at it, yes, the whole, it's lit as well, but the bottom has a unique design. And usually all the jungs have one unique design itself. You can either have the knot, the knot put, or just have this nice design down here. So the knot put is basically little dots that you have within the kaban itself. As you can see, it does represent little diamond-shaped patterns on the bottom as well. Next is pahom. Pahom is basically a pattern-like fabric. Usually this is worn by the rich class. You can use this during the Buddha ceremony, usually during the Yatamuk era. It would be usually the Saitai or like the higher rankings would wear this type of design because it takes long to make and it has vibrant colors as well. Next is what you call kaban chorat. Kaban chorat is basically a piece of fabric that is combined or basically made by silk itself. You can see that there's different patterns. I'm not sure you can see, but that it looks like that. Yes, there's different patterns. This is what the kings or anyone that's high ranking, very, very high ranking, because these are very expensive to make during the olden times. Usually made with silk, cotton, and gold thread as well. So you can see the gold threading. I'm not sure if the light shines, but you can see the gold threading there. So every Khmer wedding, there's about 5 to 6 events, especially in Cambodia. There are plenty of events that is happening starting from the day before to 3 days later or to 7 days. But in the United States, we practice about 5 rituals in one day. First, you got the parade. Second, you got the ring ceremony, which is when you change rings to engagement to your wedding band to your marriage ring. 3, katsat. 4, kat khang sla. 5, chong dai. So the parade is basically what you heard from Nathan earlier, Japriam. That's basically the song that's being played when you are proceeding to the fiance's wife, the fiance's house or the future's wife's house. Also, second, it's in the name itself where you trade rings. Katsat is basically an event where there's it's incorporated with ayai. So Khmer weddings is mixed with different types of Cambodian art itself, including music, ayai, and Mahawdi plains as well. Then you go to Kat Khang Sla. Kat Khang Sla is basically an event. It's when the mother cuts the betel nut flower to represent that her as the flower itself. If you look at it, it's a flower, but you have to open it to see the flower. Like I wish I had an example, but I don't have it. But when you open it, it's a flower, it's a white flower. So when you think about it, how do these little plants become such like beautiful, like basically it's supposed to represent the a female, how it's beautiful, how it's pure, how nothing has touched it as well. Then you go to Ptem Chong Dai. Ptem Chong Dai is basically an event when two couples are bonded together with the hand knotting, so string knot tying ceremony. So at the end of the wedding itself, you have one event called Batang Tang Spai. Batang Tang Spai is basically an event that is incorporated from the story of Batang Tang Spai Ning Nie. So who are those two characters? Batang was a son of a king that came from an island near India, and he came to Klok, which is future day Cambodia, and he basically started the new Cambodian bloodline, which Ning Nie. So when you say who's Ning Nie, Ning Nie is basically the princess of the king of serpents or Nagas, and you're like, oh, so how did they meet? Batang, one day he fought with the Cham king, which lived on who lived on the Cambodian land at that time, and because of he lost the bet, the Cham king got mad and there was war. At the end of the story, basically, Batang went to the beach. He was sleeping. Then after that, Pi Liang, or the group of girls that went with the princess, went out of the water, and again, they're Nagas. You gotta remember that. And she was like, if we were Nagas, they would run away and they would be scared of us. And after that, she was like, if we were to transform into human, they wouldn't run away from us and they would respect us. And that's what they did. Then at the end, those two fell in love and became the father of mother of Cambodia. So that's why when a lot of people say that, oh, we came from Nagas, yes and no. In a way, it's mythological evidence with it, but it seems kind of cool. You're like, oh, I came from, my bloodline is like half Naga. Who wouldn't like that? But so again, these two mannequins right here represent the bride and groom. What's up, everyone? They're live. So you have two different mannequins, a female and a male. So this was represent Ning Nie. So you can see that they have this nice support right here, which is called Chorok Bam. Different patterns, very, very favorite with the color itself. So it's maroon, but you can see the gold flashing as well, especially with the spy or the wrap. The spy and wrap. The spy and wrap is supposed to represent the scales of a Naga. So if I was able to zoom in, you can see the little pieces of decorative art that's created on here to represent the scales of Ning Nie. Next is Batang. Batang is very, it's nothing too much, not too much, but not too pretty, I would say. I would like the bride's dress better. But when it comes to the groom itself, you got the support right here. Same thing like the bride, they're matching with the regular shirt. And this is called alpai. Alpai is very important because during the reign of certain kings, they wore this. They wore it to represent that they were higher and they were important. Same thing with this type of spy. Usually royalty are supposed to wear it, not regular people. So any questions does anyone have?
អរគុណ Kenneth សម្រាប់ការចាអធិប្បាយដ៏ក្បោះក្បាយអំពីចាសម្លៀកបំពាក់ នៅក្នុងមង្គលការរបស់ប្រជាជនខ្មែរយើងអញ្ចឹងបើសិនជាមានពុកម៉ែបងប្អូនណាដែលគាត់កំពុងតាមដានទស្សនាហើយចង់មានសំណួរអីសួរដល់ Kenneth អាចចា៎នេះគឺជាឱកាសល្អមួយក្នុងការសួរគាត់ហើយលោកអ្នកទាំងអស់អាចដាក់សំណួរនៅក្នុង chat ឬក៏នៅក្នុង chat របស់ live របស់ Facebook ផងដែរចា៎ So if anybody of you would love to ask Kenneth, please send out your question.
So that's one question they ask. Kenneth, do you plan to write a book or guide on the Khmer fabric and wardrobe?
Yes, so in my recent trips to Cambodia, which was about a few months ago, I stumbled upon a book that was called Cambodian Weddings the year 2000 to 2006 in Cambodia. So I have this idea to create a book as well, including the Cambodian fabrics and wardrobe, but also call it Cambodian Weddings in Lowell 2019-2020. So it would be like a script of what type of weddings are happening in the United States itself, because usually some weddings, wedding bridals, we follow the same thing. We follow the same schedule. It just depending on the time that's different, but everything's the same. And I want this to be published, I would say, to everyone, because I want everyone to understand what the meaning of each event is and how do you dress them in the proper order for it to be called traditional Khmer bridal.
Wow, thank you, Kenneth. It's very inspiring to hear your story that you wanna, not only keeping this tradition alive, but also to archive it. I mean, it is the importance of keeping the culture alive. Archiving it, and thank you. And I know that you are a young person, and to be able to be very talented and very conservative of our own culture, something to inspire the future, the younger generation to kind of appreciate our culture. Anything you want to add, Ida?
I heard it before, but I don't know if it's true, because you know how the American wedding, they only took half a day. I heard before that our Khmer wedding was 7 days to 3 days. Is that true?
Yes, so in Cambodia, Khmer, it's like Podom Boran. So like before, a long time ago, it was a big event where it didn't even have to start 7 days. It even started 6 months ago when the groom had to move in to the fiance side, because the family wanted to know that if the groom was capable of doing everyday things for the wife, not for the wife, but for the future family that they're going to create. Then after that, the procession happens to engagement. Then a few days later, it would be the ceremony itself. Some events, again, it took about 7 days because there was a lot of singing, there was a lot of dancing. There's a lot of rituals and ceremonies that are in this one wedding itself. American weddings, you can just go to City Hall, sign the papers, and get married. But I'm very happy that a lot of Cambodians in Lowell, they want to protect and have this type of wedding to be incorporated with their lives. Some are like, oh, I want to try wearing the diapers. And I'm like, you sure? And I really do love it, because I do love this job, because when it comes to doing it, everyone are so kind, they're so friendly, and they also want to learn. And I'm just happy that I was able to represent Khmer weddings, Khmer customs, and also the type of clothing in this virtual show. And I want to thank CMAA for hosting me as well. And is there any more questions? Then
Okay, so everyone, do you have any question for Kenneth before we introduce you to another presenter of the day? Facebook,
right now they actually.
All right, Monsina said, yes, please drop a Khmer wedding book. Kenneth Moore, push the culture forward. Okay. push the culture forward.
So I would try. I will try my best to finish it. I've written about, you should say, 25 to 50 pages already, and I just got to edit everything and also include the little details that has to be correct. And if I do mess up, it's on my license, because doing my bridals, you got to get certification, and if I mess up one little bit, it's like a down for me. And again, thank you for having me. And yeah.
Okay, thank you again, Kenneth, for a very detailed presentation of Cambodian wedding dresses. And I know that not only the bride, but the groom too has to go through, you know, all these, you know, sophistication of clothing during their wedding. But I think it's worth it, right?
Of course it's worth it. It's so pretty. If you have been to a Khmer wedding, the traditional one in the morning, it was so pretty. It's like, especially in the morning when the sun rises, or in the afternoon, just as long as the sun is out and you're outside, it was so pretty.
Yes.
So it's like,
yes.
oh my God. So I thought, I hope I get married soon. So yes.
Yes, I know that throughout the night, throughout the day, actually. So the bride and groom would have to change to, I think, 7 at least different clothing throughout the day, and I think it's and different outfit also represent different thing, and you see how beautiful it is in our culture, and thank you to all Cambodian in Lowell. Although you're here, you still keep this tradition alive, like Kenny say that you can choose the easy way, but you chose the, you know, to have our culture kind of, you know, remain the, you know, iconic in Lowell. And I think that is one of the beautiful things to see. Anything else to add, Ida?
Actually, nope. I'm just waiting to put my wedding date on.
Okay. All right. Everyone here is invited to Ida's wedding to experience the most, you know, beautiful Khmer wedding.
Yeah, hello, will come to my house. I hope that's so.
All right. All right. Yes, thank you so much. Oh, and actually, so if you are looking for you know, to have a wedding in Khmer and would love to have Candice, you know, some Anka do the part
Candice
for you.
being no, and some Anka is being Paula bridal.
Yes.
So yes, he's under that of bridal shop. So,
yes, so please check out Paula Samanga Facebook page. All information will be put out at the end of the video as well. So please stay tuned. Okay, so next let's change the environment a little bit and talk about an important issue that's going on right now. Census 2020. Everyone, it's important, and I can't tell you how important it is, but I would like to stress again and again that census is important, and it's not just for me, not just for anyone, but for everyone here in the US. And I am glad and honored to have Miss Sina Sam from Southeast Asian Resource Action Center, who will give us a short presentation about Census 2020 in the Southeast Asian community. And before I give the floor to you, Bong Sina, we would like to show a short clip introducing CRAC for folk who have not known CRAC before. So please, let's
stay tuned and watch it.
Yep. Thank you, operator, for the video. And not to delay, please welcome Ms. Sina Sam from CRAC.
Hello, can you hear me okay? Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for the invitation, CMAA, and playing our short video from CRAC, the Southeast Asia Resource Action Center, allowing me to join this wonderful event in celebration of our leaders, artists, and so much of our beautiful culture. I didn't realize how much I missed it. You know, we didn't get to have New Year's together this year due to the pandemic, so being together in this space really makes me happy to join for my weekend and reminds me of how important this work is and for us to get together. So, ja, akun charan CMAA Tavi Hood, hai luk bong Savannah Po, ban bol knyom ma chup lienថ្ងៃនេះជាមួយបងប្អូនទាំងអស់គ្នា ខ្មែរខ្ញុំអត់សូវច្រើនទេ ប៉ុន្តែខ្ញុំសូមខំនិយាយ where I can. And so I am Sina Sam, the partnership manager at CRAC, and we are a national civil rights organization that empowers the largest refugee community to ever resettle in the United States, and that's us. That's the Southeast Asian community. In U.S. history, we're the largest resettlement, which includes Cambodians, Hmong, Mien, Khmer, Lao, Montagnard, and the Vietnamese community, and other ethnic groups too, which I have not mentioned, but there's so many of us in coming over to the US 45 years ago. And so this year, 2020, is one of the most important years for us because in 1979, when we immigrated here, it's been about 45 years, a little over that, and marking that year, the work that CRAC does is in policy advocacy and leadership training. So I've been working with the organization for the past 10 years, and 10 years ago, something really important happened in 2010, which was the last census. Every 10 years, our government requires that every single person in the United States gets counted in a survey called the Census. And there's so much work that the Cambodian Mutual Assistance Association does with like Khmer language and resources. So as partners with CRAC, I won't be able to speak in Khmer about where the resources are, but if you just go to CMA's website, they're doing tremendous work in Khmer, providing videos in language translations, and you can go to CRAC's page too. In the same way, we'll provide the same information, but the message I wanted to bring today, I'm sorry I don't have like artistic great music and history that I'm sharing, and so this is a little more on the importance of our community being in the United States and what we bring to it, not just our culture, our history, our heritage, food, cuisine, language, wardrobes, so much vibrant contributions. We also really require a lot of representation and visibility that we don't have right now in terms of resources from the US government. And so this is why the census is so important. I wanted to highlight that for census, it's in terms of trillions of dollars that is going to be distributed. And so every 10 years since 2010, this year marks a year where we're getting counted again. And in 2010, about 23% of Southeast Asian people were not counted in the US, which means that's like 650,000 Southeast Asian people, including Khmer Americans. And us not being counted in the census, what that means is when it comes to issues like deportation, school funding, translation, interpretation services, healthcare, Social Security benefits, affordable housing, school programs for our children and our students who are needing support, graduating college, graduating high school. This money comes from the census and knowing whose community needs it and where. And so for us, if, you know, for us who are English speaking, for our generation, every presenter on this call who not only showed our vibrant history and beautiful culture, but it's also to be able to support our artists, our students, our families, our elders, our Pokmadais, our, you know, like our Yetas, helping to do our part by getting our families counted is something that will last the next 10 years and beyond in terms of our political and impact in the country. And so I urge, you know, if you have access English speaking and you can access the internet, easy thing we can all do is go to, like if you receive this in the mail, the census page, you can go to this page and fill out the census for your family, you know, just like put in your address. And you don't have to fill out too much personal information. It's just how many people live in your household and how old they are, things like that. There's no citizenship question, and it's just a way to allocate money to where it belongs, and something that our community hasn't been properly addressed or connected with from the US government is in this resource. So this is something we're taking upon ourselves. CMAA, CRAC, other partners across the country are doing to make sure the 650,000 Southeast Asians, including Khmer Americans, are counted this year in 2020. And so I also wanted to share in Massachusetts, where it's, you know, the second largest Khmer population in the US outside of Cambodia. There's almost 60% of Southeast Asians who are not counted from 2010, and that amounts to about 50,000 Southeast Asians in Massachusetts, including Khmer Americans, and that's nearly $23 billion that can go into our community that we deserve and we need. It's not a handout, it's something that the US government provides all communities. And so it's just a matter of making sure that ours are getting counted in those resources. So that's my request. Something also I just wanted to mention is once we are counted, it's not something where you have to be a citizen. You can be a legal permanent resident. Even those who have who are formerly incarcerated should be counted. Babies should be counted, monks. None are not nuns, but the women in the temples. I forget their names and titles, excuse me, but everyone in a temple should be counted. Our community members who are not normally counted in census go unseen and don't get the resources we need for the next 10 years. If you need that, if you can say what that website is, it's my2020census.gov, and it's easy by just putting in your address if you want to fill it out for your parents, for your family, and other community members. So if there's anything I want you to take away from this is that it is important for us when we're thinking of we need help for interpretation, we need help for our struggling students in school, we need help during a pandemic, during a global pandemic, to make sure there's services for us in language, in Khmer. This is where that type of money comes from. And if we're not filling it out, then the government doesn't know that we exist. So please fill out the census. Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure and such an honor to share this space with everyone today. Akon Charan.
Akon Charan, Bong Sina. It's our pleasure to have you, and it's an honor to learn about the Census 2020 and the Southeast Asian community, especially the Cambodian American community. I'm sorry, I was a little bit fast in introducing you, and I would like to go back a little bit and tell everyone about you. So before I kind of summarize what you said. So Sina Sam, a partnership manager of CRAC. Sina leads the management of partner relations and field campaigns at CRAC. Before joining as a full-time staff this July, Sina previously filled the consultant role of field director and has been a long-time partner of CIRAC since 2011, acting in an advisory and immigration facilitator role for CIRAC policy programming such as LAT, LEAF, and Moving Mountain Summits. Once it is safe, Sina will be moving to Washington, D.C. from her home in Washington State to continue building on CIRAC national policy work in immigration, health, education, aging, youth policy, and census campaign on the ground. Also, Sina just completed her first term as a commissioner for Washington State Commission on Asian Pacific American Affairs, appointed by the governor, making her the first Cambodian American woman to lead in this role. Educated in women's study from Washington State University and with 2 decades of community organizing experience, Sina has advocated for the right of Khmer, Southeast Asians, refugees, and immigrants impacted by the school to prison to deportation pipeline. In her free time, she enjoys learning to cook Khmer food, feeding her loved ones, and singing off-key to Khmer oldies. Wow. It's such a great honor to have you, one of the inspiring women. I hope that everybody who watching is inspired by you as much as you inspiring me right now. So thank you so much, Bong. Thank you again. And I'd like to address again the importance of Census 2020 in the Cambodian community. So asចំណុចនេះខ្ញុំសូមនិយាយខ្មែរដោយសារបងស៊ីណាក៏បាននិយាយជាភាសាអង់គ្លេសហើយនៅឆ្នាំ2010 10ឆ្នាំមុនដែលយើងមាន Census 2010ហ្នឹងចាអញ្ចឹង Census រៀងរាល់10ឆ្នាំម្ដងគឺយើងរាប់ហើយការរាប់ហ្នឹងគឺរាប់មនុស្សទាំងអស់មិនថាក្មេងមិនថាចាស់មិនថាប្រសង់ឬក៏យាយជីនៅក្នុងវត្តគឺរាប់ទាំងអស់ចាសូម្បីតែអ្នកដូចថាគាត់មិនមែនជាដូចថាគាត់មិនរស់នៅក៏ត្រូវតែរាប់ដែរអញ្ចឹងឲ្យតែគាត់នៅក្នុងពេលដែលគេរាប់ហ្នឹងគឺគាត់នៅក្នុងសហរដ្ឋអាមេរិកគឺគាត់ត្រូវរាប់បញ្ចូលនៅក្នុង Census ឬក៏ខ្មែរយើងហៅថាជំរឿនតែនៅក្នុងឆ្នាំ2010ហ្នឹងគឺយើងមាន 60% នៃជនជាតិអាស៊ីអាគ្នេយ៍យើងហ្នឹងគឺមិនត្រូវបានរាប់នៅក្នុង Census ហ្នឹងអញ្ចឹងចំនួននេះគឺស្មើនឹងការបាត់បង់ទឹកប្រាក់ជំនួយ23 billion ចា23កោដដុល្លារអញ្ចឹងនេះជាចំនួនច្រើនមែនតើចាអញ្ចឹងលើពាក់កណ្ដាលហើយចាលើពាក់កណ្ដាលហើយអូយអត់ទាស់ចាអញ្ចឹងខ្ញុំគិតថាបើសិនជាអ្នកដែលគាត់មើលនៅចាវីដេអូនេះហើយនាងខ្ញុំសូមស្នើសុំថាកុំភ្លេចចាប់មើលពីពួកខ្ញុំហើយចូលទៅ www.my2020census.gov ដើម្បីបំពេញជំរឿនហើយវាមានរយៈពេលខ្លីបំផុតចាគឺ15នាទីហើយយើងអត់មានពេលប្រើច្រើនអញ្ចឹងប៉ុន្តែវានឹងជួយយើងរយៈពេល10ឆ្នាំទៅមុខអញ្ចឹង5នាទីដើម្បីរយៈពេល10ឆ្នាំនាងខ្ញុំគិតថា worth it នាងខ្ញុំគិតថាវាសំខាន់ចា It's a lot worth it because 15នាទីទៅបងប្អូន15នាទីហើយខ្ញុំក៏បំពេញរួចហើយថាវាក៏បំពេញរួចហើយដែរតែអស់គ្នាហ្នឹងក៏អ្នកដែលខ្ញុំស្គាល់ហ្នឹងគេគាត់បំពេញរួចហើយដែរព្រោះពួកយើងត្រូវតែស៊ូដើម្បីបំពេញអាហ្នឹងសម្រាប់ community យើងដើម្បីសហគមន៍យើងអញ្ចឹងបានអ្នកណាស្គាល់អ្នកជិតខាងមួយក៏អ្នកដើរគឺចិត្តសួរសំណួរពេញជំរឿនហើយនៅគាត់ថាសួរដើម្បីឲ្យគាត់លើកទឹកចិត្តដើម្បីឲ្យពួកគាត់បំពេញជំរឿនសម្រាប់សហគមន៍យើងទាំងអស់គ្នាចាអញ្ចឹងអរគុណបងស៊ីណាម្ដងទៀតចាសម្រាប់ចាទិន្នន័យដ៏មានសារៈសំខាន់នេះដើម្បីបង្ហាញទៅដល់បងប្អូនខ្មែរយើងថានេះគឺជាថវិកាដែលយើងបាត់ពីការមិនរាប់នៅក្នុងជំរឿនឆ្នាំ2010អញ្ចឹងប្រសិនបើយើងនៅតែមិនរាប់ខ្លួនឯងនៅក្នុងជំរឿន2020នេះគឺយើងនឹងបាត់បង់ចំនួនដដែលទៀតចាអញ្ចឹងគេមានពាក្យមួយថា don't let mistake repeated itself ចាអញ្ចឹងកុំឲ្យកំហុសយើងកើតឡើងម្ដងទៀតដោយមិនរាប់ខ្លួនឯងនៅក្នុងជំរឿនអញ្ចឹងចូលរួមទាំងអស់គ្នាចាត្រូវតែរាប់ខ្លួនឯងនៅក្នុងជំរឿនឆ្នាំ2020អូខេជាមួយគ្នានេះដែរចាខ្ញុំសូមអរគុណបងស៊ីណាម្ដងទៀត thank you បងស៊ីណា for this important information about census. And since we talk about census, I would like to invite everyone to join CMAA again this coming Thursday, July 30th as we are hosting a Census Khmer conversation. So it's going to be a panel discussion between different official in Lowell, in the city of Lowell, Khmer official in the city of Lowell and beyond, to talk about the importance of Census 2020 and the importance of it that link to a lot of sector that affect our life, from schooling, healthcare, what else? Community service like CMAA. So please join us July 30th at 2:15. Wait, what time is it? I'm not sure, but please keep an eye on our Facebook page and be sure to announce it so that you guys can, be part of the event. អញ្ចឹងនាងខ្ញុំសូមប្រកាសពីកម្មវិធីមួយដែរដែលសារយើងនិយាយតាក់ទងជាមួយនឹងជំរឿនឆ្នាំ 2020 ហ្នឹងចាគឺនៅថ្ងៃប្រហ័សទី 30 ខាងមុខគឺយើងនឹងមានកិច្ចសន្ទនាអំពីជំរឿន 2020 ក្នុងសម្រាប់សហគមន៍ខ្មែរយើងដែលមានការចូលរួមជាច្រើនពីមន្ត្រីជាប់ឆ្នោតនៅក្នុងទីក្រុង Lowell ហើយអ្នកដែលគាត់ធ្វើការនៅផ្នែករៀបចំគោលនយោបាយនានានៅក្នុងទីក្រុង Lowell ផ្ទាល់ក៏ដូចជានៅក្រៅទីក្រុង Lowell ដើម្បីមកចូលរួមនិយាយអំពីសារៈសំខាន់នៃជំរឿនឆ្នាំ 2020 ជាមួយនឹងសហគមន៍ខ្មែរយើងអញ្ចឹងសង្ឃឹមថាពុកម៉ែបងប្អូនអាចចូលរួមឲ្យបានច្រើនកកចាក់កុំភ្លេចនៅថ្ងៃប្រហ័សទី 30 ខែកក្កដានេះឯងចាអញ្ចឹងខ្ញុំនឹងជួបពុកម៉ែបងប្អូនទាំងអស់គ្នាម្ដងទៀតនៅថ្ងៃនោះចាជាចុងក្រោយlast but not least I don't want to do the introduction.
Since you are saying Khmer, well,
Okay. So last but not least, we are excited to introduce you to a very talented singer, Mr. Samison, who will be performing 2 songs for us today. Yay, 2 songs. And if you have listened to Mr. Samison sing before, you will have goosebumps. Like, he has a beautiful voice. And I would like to address his bio a little bit before I hand over the floor to you. Born in Manhattan, New York City as Khmer American, Samison grew up as a self-taught singer with many inspirations, one of which come from his father, who is a Khmer traditional instrument player called Tro from Takai province back in Cambodia. Growing up in Lowell gave Sammy a great life-changing experience to live performance at the age of 12. Since then, he has never stopped performing, and he is also a lead vocal of the Black Spider Band. Currently, he is working on new materials with original songs and covers featuring his nephew Binky, who is also known as his music composer that knows how to play all instruments. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Samison.
ខ្ញុំសូមស្វាគមន៍តារាចម្រៀងម្នាក់ដែលគាត់ឈ្មោះថា Samison ហើយគាត់ខ្ញុំនិយាយជាវត្តរួមតិចតួចចុះគឺសង្ខេបយ៉ាងខ្លីគាត់កើតនៅ Manhattan នៅ City New York ហើយគាត់ជាខ្មែរ American គឺសញ្ជាតិអាគមប៉ុន្តែកើតជាខ្មែរហើយគាត់ grow up នឹងគាត់ធំឡើងគឺគាត់ចូលចិត្តច្រៀងហើយគាត់នឹងគឺ self taught បានថាគាត់ពង្រៀនខ្លួនឯងក្នុងការអ្វីដែលគាត់ចូលចិត្តនឹងហើយគឺគាត់ម្ដាយពុកម្ដាយគាត់នឹងគឺជាអ្នកលេងត្រមកពីតកៅនៅខាងនៅប្រទេសកម្ពុជាយើងគឺគាត់ grow up នៅ Low នឹងគឺគេហៅថា experience គឺច្រើនហើយគាត់បានចូលនឹង perform នឹងការ entertainment នឹងគឺឆ្នាំការគាត់អាយុ 12 អញ្ចឹងសូមស្វាគមន៍តារាចម្រៀង Samison.
Okay, Sammy, are you ready?
បាទអរគុណច្រើនជម្រាបសួរបងប្អូនទាំងអស់ព្រមទាំងប្រិមិត្តទាំងអស់ដែលបានកំពុងទេសនាឥឡូវហ្នឹងបាទបាទឥឡូវនេះសុខសប្បាយទេបងប្អូន
ចាបងសុខសប្បាយ
បាទអរគុណច្រើន
មែនតើបងដែលបានចូលរួមនៅក្នុងកម្មវិធីរបស់យើងតើអាចបងមានអីបន្ថែមទៅលើ introduction ពួកខ្ញុំមិញដែរឬទេបង
បាទអូខេមុនបងអរគុណដល់បងប្អូនទាំងអស់ដែលបានអញ្ជើញបងជាភ្ញៀវកិត្តិយសបងមានកិត្តិយសមែនតើដែលបានអញ្ជើញមក the 35th Khmer Annual Virtual Event tonight បងត្រេកអរមែនតើមានតែជូនពរពុកម៉ែបងទាំងអស់ទាំងប្អូនជួបតែប្រទះនឹងសេចក្តីសុខសេចក្តីចម្រើនរកស៊ីមានបានគ្រប់ក្រុមគ្រួសារហើយពិសេស បាទដូចថាជំរាបបងប្អូនទាំងអស់បងរូបបងច្រៀងតាំងពីអាយុ5ឆ្នាំជាវិស័យសិល្បៈខ្មែរតែម្ដងជាមួយលោកប៉ាពេលនេះទៅពេលបងមូពីញូវយ៉កមកដល់ Lowell បងបានជួបប្រទះនឹងក្រុមភ្លេងគេពេញចិត្តសម្លេងយើងគេចង់យកយើងជាចង់យកយើងសម្ដែងផ្ទាល់តែម្ដងពេលនេះទៅបងចាប់ជាអាជីពតាមនឹងទៅតាំងពីអាយុ12ឆ្នាំរហូតដល់ឥឡូវបាទបងត្រេកអរមែនតើហើយពិសេសដូចថាបងចូលចិត្តជួយ community ខ្មែរយើងពិសេសនៅ Lowell Massachusetts យើងហ្នឹងណាបាទអរគុណច្រើន
បងដោយសារយើងមានអ្នកទស្សនាដែលគាត់អត់ចេះភាសាខ្មែរបងចង់និយាយម្ដងទៀតជាភាសាខ្មែរហ៎បង
និយាយភាសាខ្មែរឬអង់គ្លេសអូន
អង់គ្លេសខ្ញុំសុំទោសចានិយាយម្ដងទៀតបងអាចមូកាមេរ៉ាបន្តិចដូចថាខាងលើហ្នឹងវារៀងព្រះអាទិត្យនោះចាំងបាំងមុខ
អូភ្លឺពេកហ៎
ភ្លឺពេកបង
ឥឡូវប៉ានេះអីអត់អីទេអូន
Okay, I think that's wow. Look at that up.
វាថ្ងៃចាំងពេកនឹងក្រៅប៉ានេះបានទេអូន
Okay បង
វាភ្លឺមែនតើ
ចាទឹកទៅដល់ពេលទឹកបាំង
ប៉ានេះបានណា
Okay បងចា
បាទដូចថាឥឡូវហ្នឹងកំពុងតែនៅពោលកំណើតក្មួយស្រីហើយវាចាំងថ្ងៃមែនតើថ្ងៃហ្នឹង
ចា
បាទ
Mom, do you want to say to English speaking folks so you can so they can know as well?
All right. So for our American society today, I am Sammy Sin. I was born in New York, raised in Lowell, Massachusetts. I grew up singing traditional Cambodian music with my father. He's a traditional musician player from the Khmer province, if you guys are familiar with. So I've done traditional and grew up with transitioning with American music and all the other mixtures of updated music like you know, the new millennium of Khmer music. So and I've been singing since I was 5, but when I moved to Lowell, Massachusetts, I got the opportunity to join in, you know, the live entertainment with all these bands that I've been with since I was 12, and it's such a great opportunity now that I'm, you know, performing here and there and supporting our community in Lowell, Massachusetts. It means so much to me. And yeah, so right now I'm on the verge of recording my new material, Khmer and English. I've been paused for a while because of, you know, just focusing on school and graduating, you know, just other school that I'm into. So basically, I just want to, you know, send out a great message to everyone out there that you still can do it. It's never too late. Just achieve what you want, because your dream, you don't chase for it, you go for it. So God bless. Thank you so much.
Don't stop it. Listen.
Thank you.
This man right here, Reverend Jeff.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Reverend Jeff, he made me feel very welcome.
Thank you.
ចាអូខេបងអញ្ចឹងខ្ញុំសូមចាប់ផ្ដើម performance
Okay ឥឡូវនេះរូបបងនឹងសម្ដែងបទលួចស្នេហ៍ដងចានមុនជាបទខ្មែរហើយបន្ទាប់ពីនេះបាន Versace on the floor ជាបទអង់គ្លេសអូខេបាទអរគុណច្រើនសូមទស្សនាតទៅអរគុណច្រើន It's a live broadcast.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's okay. We're live.
Listen. Thank you for the music and everything like that.
So
I appreciate it.
Thank you, bro.
And I didn't even know what we were doing. I just came over here and said, just for the thank you.
Yes, we're live right now. Oh, okay. It's okay. All right, we're good. All right, thank you. All right, we're gonna start right now, just for you guys. This is dedicated to all our Khmer American community in Lowell, Massachusetts, and outside of the states. God bless.
Lầnนี้ส่งสำหรับปฏิทินสำหรับI keep it there and I take it back. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Let's take our time tonight, girl. Love is stone and stars and white. There's no place I'd rather be in this world. I do everyone still underneath the chandelier. Underneath the chandelier, waiting all alone. There's no reason to hide what I'm feeling inside.
Baby, let's just turn up the lights and close the door. Oh, I love interest, but you won't need it anymore. You won't need it no more. Let's just kiss till we can't be. Versace on the floor. Oh, take it up for me, for me, for me, for me now, girl. Versace on the floor. Oh, take it up for me, for me, for me, for me now, girl. Yeah. I'll take that back and watch you fall while I kiss your neck and shoulders. Don't be afraid to show it all. We'll be right here ready to hold you. Girl, you know you're perfect from your head out to your hands. Don't be confused by my smile, 'cause I've never been more for real, for real. So just turn up the lights, close the door. Oh, and love interest for you won't need it anymore. You won't need it no more. Let's just kiss till we can't be. Versace on the floor. Oh, take it up for me, for me, for me, for me now, girl. Versace on the floor. Oh, take it up for me, for me, for me, for me now, girl. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ini yang soal mau perhatian do pram kelah na.
Bongអាចច្រៀងមួយបទទៀតហ៎បង
បងបទទៀតបានចង្វាក់រំបងណា
អូខេចាអូខេអញ្ចឹង extra អញ្ចឹងអ្នកដែលទស្សនាទាំងអស់បងសាមីអាចច្រៀងមួយបទទៀតដើម្បីបញ្ចប់កម្មវិធីយើងដូច្នេះនាងខ្ញុំសូមចាសូមបកគលឯកទៅបងសាមីវិញម្ដងទៀតអូខេអរគុណច្រើនបង
បាទអរគុណអូនទាំងអស់ឥឡូវនេះក៏សានសប្បាយនឹងចង្វាក់រំបងជាចង្វាក់ប្រពៃណីខ្មែរនេះអរគុណច្រើន Thank you. Kamu channel rombong lagi. No, 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 no,
Hãy subscribe cho kênh Ghiền Mì Gõ để không bỏ lỡ
beautiful way អរគុណច្រើនអូនទាំងអស់បាទអរគុណច្រើនផ្ដល់កិត្តិយសដល់បងផ្ទាល់តែម្ដងតែសូមជូនពរបងប្អូនទាំងអស់ព្រមទាំងពុកម៉ែបងប្អូនដែលបានទេសនាក៏សូមជូនពរទាំងអស់គ្នាជួបប្រទះតែសេចក្តីសុខសេចក្តីចម្រើនរកស៊ីបានគ្រប់គ្រងប្រសាសូមអរគុណច្រើនអរគុណច្រើនបាទសុខសប្បាយអូនអរគុណ
Okay so ខ្ញុំគិតថាគេមិនអាចរាំបានទេនៅក្នុងសម័យ COVID ប៉ុន្តែមិញហ្នឹងពីរអ្នកខ្ញុំគឺរាំចារាំទាំងគឺរាំទាំងអង្គុយតែម្ដងចាហើយខ្ញុំឃើញថា panelist យើងគឺបានរាំដែរអញ្ចឹងមុននឹងបញ្ចប់នឹងខ្ញុំចាសូមអរគុណម្ដងទៀតដល់ artist ដល់អ្នកចម្រៀងអ្នកសម្ដែងទាំងអស់ក៏ដូចជាអ្នកដែលគាត់ចូលមកថ្លែងសន្ទរកថាទាំងអស់ចាដែលបានចូលរួមនៅក្នុងកម្មវិធី Lowell Virtual Khmer Event របស់ពួកខ្ញុំដែល event នេះគឺខ្ញុំសូមលើកឡើងម្ដងទៀតថាมันអាចបង្កើតឡើងបានទេបើសិនជាអត់មានការចូលរួមពីអ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នាអញ្ចឹងខ្ញុំសូមអរគុណម្ដងទៀតចាហើយ ជាចុងក្រោយនាងខ្ញុំសូមបង្ហាញមុខអ្នកដែលគាត់ចូលរួមទាំងអស់អញ្ចឹងសូមឲ្យអ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នាបើកវីដេអូហើយយើងនឹងបង្ហាញជា gallery view ហើយអ្នកដែលនៅ sofa នេះគឺអត់ទាំងអស់គ្នាប៉ុន្តែខ្ញុំសូមអរគុណម្ដងទៀតចាដល់អ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នាដែលបានចូលរួមហើយក៏មានអ្នកនៅក្រៅឆាកច្រើនអ្នកទៀតដែលគាត់អាចធ្វើឲ្យ event នេះដំណើរការទៅបានយ៉ាងរលូន You want to say in English?
Thank you for all participants and attendees who perform, who sing, who giving out the speech, and us and a lot of our backstage staff, which is you don't see in here, which help our event to go smoothly without error. But thank you for all for attendance and good luck for have a good weekend. So it's hot today, so go out and enjoy your hot weather. But don't forget to wear a mask and protect yourself from, don't forget to wear a mask, I'm just saying. And clean your hands for 20 seconds or hand sanitizer, so protect yourself from the COVID.
Okay, អញ្ចឹងនាងខ្ញុំសូមបញ្ចប់វីដេអូកម្មវិធីដល់ត្រឹមនេះហើយយើងនាងខ្ញុំសូម screenshot មួយចាPeace. Okay អញ្ចឹងយើងសូមបញ្ចប់ដោយវីដេអូខ្លីមួយដែលបង្ហាញរាល់នៅ contact information របស់អ្នកដែលបានចូលរួមនៅថ្ងៃនេះចាអញ្ចឹងសូមបកគលអេក្រង់ដល់វ៉ាន់មេ